Yo, hope everyone's well and having a good trading week. This video today is going to be a recap of Tuesday the 7th of May, which is yesterday, for Euro and the dollar. Mostly Euro, but we can have a look at the dollar as well. So yeah, to see if there was any setups for myself personally, and what price did and how it bounced off PD arrays. So first of all, shout out to ICT. You can learn all of this on his YouTube for free. So yeah, this is just all of his concepts that I have learned. So start with the 4 hour. We're not going to go on the higher time frames. We're just going to do the lower time frames. Mostly get a bias for the session. So first of all, I'll mark out this buy side here. So we're trading about here, New York time. So about 5 AM, that's when I start looking at it. So I'd have buy side here, and then I'd also mark out this equal lows here, so relative equal lows. Even though it ran down there a little bit, you want to see more of this move here. So this could just be an attack on the lows before run up higher, but that's the sort of move you want to see. So this would still mark as relative equal lows. So not too much on the 4 hour. This sort of just in a range here from this low to this high. So if you draw fib, and then if you want to copy my fib to get if you want to get a premium discount, you'd copy that there. So it's in a premium discount. So you sell in a premium, buying a discount. Let's go into the hour. See if I try and get bias for the hour. In the previous video, we drew this wick out here, and we got the consequent encouragement. So the consequent encouragement is the midpoint here. So price respected that perfectly. Came back lower. Where did price go back again? To the consequent encouragement of this wick. Again. So that's another indication price hasn't got the momentum to run up higher. I'm not going to go through London session too much, but we're looking at the 1 hour. Price runs this low a little bit here. So it takes out this low. Starts running higher, relatively highs here, so they're too neat. So we draw that across. That could have been a target for London session. It is then this high here. If I said relative equal lows, I meant relative equal highs. Sorry. So relative equal highs here, high there, and then if you actually see this little inefficiency here, that took my eye. So draw that across. Do that there, get the midpoint. So here, so draw that across, look at the midpoint. So now we're trading, so 7 AM to 8 AM to 9 AM to 10 AM, that's when I'll be looking at the market. Price is telling me that it hasn't got momentum to get up here. So there's been 2 PD arrays. So there's one, which is this wick, which wick equals gaps. So it couldn't get there. To the T, which is confirmation, and then also this fair value gap here, so SIBI, and the consequent encouragement of that. So look at the way the bodies are closing. It's telling you that price doesn't want to get down there, like up there, sorry. Hasn't got momentum. So if we're looking at a sell setup, then the setup that I want to see is the order block, fair value gap, and a breaker, all in one. So let's go down to the 5 and see what price does here. So price runs up here, taps it to the T, which is the consequent encouragement of the gap, of the wick, which is a gap. It falls lower. Okay, so now we're just trying to find a potential order block. So want to make sure, so this is equal lows here, down here. So that's definitely sell side for me, so that'd be the drawn liquidity. You draw the fib from, let's just say, this high down to the low, and then get the premium discount. You want to always make sure that you're selling in the premium, so the order block has to be, your bearish order block has to be in the premium, and then we're just going to sell back into the discount. So that could be a nice target here, this low, because it's in a discount, and also this here. So this fair value gap here, this BISI, tapped into there a little bit, so you can actually just draw that across there, and from that high of that candle to the low of that candle, this is imbalanced. So just keep that in mind, and that could be a draw on liquidity. So I'm just going to delete that. So where's the bearish order block? Bearish order block is here. So that candle there. We'll keep it, let's just do grey. Look at the mean threshold, rejects that nicely. So now we're waiting for it to run back into a bearish order block and then go on to the 1, and let's see if there is a setup for me. Let's have a look. So it makes a high, a low, a higher high, then a lower low. So once it makes the lower low, then this becomes a breaker. So draw that across. It's getting a little bit messy, but hopefully you guys can still see. So let's make that make it yellow. So this is the bearish breaker, and inside the breaker I have to see a fair value gap. And what's these two candles here? A beautiful fair value gap. So that would be my entry there, lovely. The only thing is, look at the time, it's 11:17, so I don't trade after 10 AM. Sorry, after 11 AM, so this would be invalid for me. But this is a beautiful trade setup. It just happened to not be in the time, so I wouldn't have taken this. But that is a lovely setup. Final target down here for me. These equal lows. But yeah, that is a lovely setup, and that is how I got the bias for that session. So I would also forgot to mention as well. So we had the hourly. So we had the hourly fair value gap. Consequent encouragement closed below, ran into this wick again, failed to take this high. If we go on to the dollar at the exact same time, so it's about 9 AM to 10 AM. That's what time we're looking. Dollars ran into the daily opening gap on Monday. So basically Tuesday's opening gap. Runs lower, back into the weekly opening gap. So Sunday's opening. Fails to take this low. And if you look on the 4 hour, there's this wick here. Again, wicks equals gaps. Get the midpoint of that. So the midpoint is this white line. If you look at the 1 hour, look where the bodies are closing above the gap, above the consequent encouragement of the gap. So that tells you that price potentially wants to reverse. Take out this buy side here, be target, daily opening gap, buy side here. So if the dollar's going to go up, then you're looking for euro to go down, and this is also, it's telling me that it's going to go down. So that gave me the session bias to look for shorts. And yeah, it ran lower. So I hope you enjoyed this analysis, and I'll be posting again for tomorrow for Wednesday's price analysis. So yeah, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and again, shout to ICT and be safe.